Okay, so then current events, whiskey, tango, foxtrot, WTF. What the heck is going on? So I was just at a conference for manufactured housing. We go to the main couple a year just to keep our finger on the pulse of what our competitors and friends are doing. We only play in specific markets, so I like to hear what's going on in other markets and what people are pursuing on the deal side. I also learned advantages and disadvantages to each deal structure, whether that's ours or somebody else's. So a key takeaway from this year is we're all chasing yield. I'd say there's a big push to try to get into mobile home parks from multifamily side because multifamily is a little bit disjointed right now. And so you have this crossover happening. There is so much equity coming from multifamily allocations from institutions and institutional funds, pension funds, the sponsors and the people that have been given access to some of that money. They want to deploy capital into manufactured housing. We are extremely supply constrained, especially for good quality assets in good locations. So my takeaway this year is a lot of people are focusing on value add mobile home parks. And we've built our business on value add mobile home parks, significantly vacant, 50 to 70% occupied deals with the remaining vacant sites or vacant inventory that comes with the communities. And we have to sell off these mobile homes. We built our portfolio on that. And it was not easy. And it was really difficult, especially through the last 5 or so years when costs on contractors, plumbers, electricians, the guys to do the grading and concrete for lots, you got to replace pedestals and electrical infrastructure. That is all really expensive. And in my opinion, the better deals to be chasing right now are the really good locations that you're going to pay top dollar for on in-place cap rates, but have minimal to very little at all infrastructure improvements that are needed. Maybe there's a few things. The clubhouse might need a facelift, but that's all pretty easy to budget for. A couple $100,000 goes a long ways on these clubhouses and the front entries and the signage. So we have shifted our focus to 90% plus occupied core locations within Phoenix and Dallas. I feel comfortable telling everybody that because it is not easy to get into the buying position of those, whether that's the broker relationship, the seller relationship. You really have to go deep into the relationship base for the brokers and the sellers of that given market. And that's why it's so important to pick your market. And so while everyone's chasing these deals and volume, we are going to be honing in on, and I call it the sniper approach versus a shotgun blast. Sniper is a 1 round, shotgun's a bunch of BBs. So people trying to buy 10, 20 deals at a time, we're not doing that. We're taking on one deal at a time and really focusing on the market and the asset itself. And with the city services and the direct build electric, if we can get it, that being a huge priority. Solar really hasn't worked out yet for our markets, being Arizona and Texas. Energy is still pretty cheap. So there's not really a huge advantage there. If you end up having to have master meter electric, we still buy them. We just don't prefer them. And so there's not really a way to alleviate that additional expense load. And you got to maintain the infrastructure. So we're really honing our deal box, and it's more driven by long-term reliable cash flow versus IRR and a quick flip upside over a 5 or even 7-year hold. We're long-term. So we view it always from a 10-year hold. And so that gives us a little different optic than if you're trying to churn from one deal to the next to build velocity in your deal flow. Because a lot of these groups are tailored for IRRs and for preferred returns. And so that structure forces you to pursue transactional volume and 5-year holds, more like 3 to 5 year holds than 10-year holds. So we're okay going in and buying a low cap rate on the first year or two in exchange for extreme reliable cash flow. The rents typically on those deals are off market by a bit, sometimes in half of what they should be, in our opinion. So our data set, we're continuing to hone it and get it sharper, market specific, of course. And so we're in pursuit of stabilized assets now that we can really increase operational efficiencies and income over 10 years. And that's where we're at. All right. If you're enjoying this content, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, and check out the description below for our websites listed. Thanks a lot for joining. See ya. All right. If you're enjoying this content, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, and check out the description below for our websites listed. Thanks a lot for joining.